what are the total costs of being a loan officer? Because being a loan officer, it does take money. You are a business owner, so you are going to be paying for certain things. You are going to need certain things in order for you to be successful and for you to have the tool that you need. Well, the first thing that you're going to need as far as your cost is concerned, before to even get your license, you're going to need to get your 20 hours or how many ever hours is required per the state you live in. I live in California, so I'm going to speak for California. In California, you need 20 hours of pre-licensing education in order to qualify to get your license. So in California, like I was saying, it's 20 hours. If you go on the NMLS website, there is a list of approved providers that you can choose from. What I did when I first got my license, or when I was trying to get my license, is that I just went on the website and looked at the approved provider courses, and I just Googled each one and looked at the reviews and just did my research to see which one was best for me. But I ended up going with Affinity Real Estate and Mortgage Services. I will put that in the comments down below. That way you guys will know about it. But that's the company that I went with, and I absolutely loved it. The lady that founded the program, she did pass away. RIP to her, but I'm happy that I got a chance to be able to meet her and get taught by her, because she is very highly reviewed, and she's very like, if you type up the name of the company in YouTube, you'll find a lot of videos talking about her talking about how to pass your test. So anyways, I said all that to say you're going to need to pay for the pre-licensing education. Let me see how much it is, because I don't remember how much it is, your course. So and I'm just going on this website because this is the one that I use to do mine, but you're more than welcome to do your research and go on the approved courses and see which one is best for you. I chose this one because it was when I did mine, it was before the pandemic happened. So I was able to actually go in and drive and go in and do it in 2 days instead of having to do it online. So this one is like in an LA area, so it was close enough for me to drive. But for this one, it's $345. So it's $345, and that is going to get you your certificate that they're going to send to the NMLS that says that you have passed your test and you are able to move forward with the process. So that's going to be $345. We're using this one as an example, but for the most part, they're all going to be around the same. You might be able to, because I do my continuing education, which is something I'm going to talk about later in this video. But I do my continuing education with Mortgage Educators, and they always have coupons. So it's a possibility you may be able to get it cheaper there, but at the same time, it's going to be different because, like I said, this one, I don't know, I just feel like it's more engaging, and they just say things in a way to help you to remember the information. Once you get your pre-licensing done, you are eligible to go and take the test and pass the test and move forward. So you have two options. You can either study on your own per the information that was provided to you when you did the course, or you can do exam prep. I highly recommend that you do exam prep. The exam prep is specifically tailored to give you the information that you need to pass the exam. It's going to tell you what's on the exam. It's going to give you tips on passing the exam. Like, it's very, very helpful in my opinion. And I may be biased to this company because I went through them, but when I tell you, if you look it up, you will see what I'm talking about. That how it's highly reviewed and highly sought out. So they have exam prep as well. When I went to do my 20-hour course, they had it basically like, because you went in person and did it, they gave you like a little discount. But the exam prep is going to be around, I would say, no more than $250. And the exam prep is I can make a total video about the exam prep, but basically you're going to get a lot for that. You're going to get modules that's going to talk about each thing that you're going to need. You're going to get quizzes, you're going to get flashcards, you're going to get I don't know if they do it, give you that book, but there's like a book that's really, really helpful. It's like 800 things you need to know about passing your exam, or 800 key facts, which that is a very vital book to have. But it's going to give you like a lot of materials on how to study. And depending on the type of person you are, as far as your study technique or your learning technique, you could do, whatever. For example, videos are good for me because I can listen to them while I'm working or doing other things, cleaning, taking care of, other, little things around the house. And I like flashcards because repetition is how I learn. So those are the main things I did. I did everything, but those are the main things that I focused on to help me to pass the test. But anyways, exam prep, $250, $260. It is not mandatory, but it's highly recommended because, like I said, it's going to teach you everything you need to know in order to pass the exam. So 345 and then 260. And these fees are one-time fees. So once you take your pre-licensing education and once you do your exam prep, if you choose to, those are fees that are one time. You don't ever have to do it again unless you get out of the industry for years. You have to recertify. The next thing that you have to pay for, once you do all that and you're ready to pass, take your test, you have to pay for the test. To my knowledge, in California, the exam is $110. That is going to be per test. So let's say you take the test the first time, you fail the test, you're going to have to pay another $110. So for me, I failed the test the first time, so I had to pay $110 twice. So the goal is to pay it once, or at the maximum twice, but not the third time. But if that happens, it happens. But that's the goal. Okay. Once you pass your test, now you have to apply to get licensed. You're not licensed yet. You can't post on social media. You can't do anything. You can't say anything. You can tell people you're working on being a loan officer, but you cannot announce yourself, or you cannot portray yourself as a loan officer until you are approved. So the next step is getting your application. Application total, I could probably break it down in another video, but I don't have it in front of me right now. But total, I know because I just renewed my license. The total is going to be about $360 for your application, your fingerprints, your background check, all the things that you need in order to get approved. It's going to be about $360. Now, I'm going to talk about the cost of being a loan officer once you get your license, but this is the cost of getting your license. Once you get your license and you are a licensed loan officer, every year you have to do continuing education and you have to basically recertify, is pretty much recertify, reapply, and get re-approved every year. So you have to pay for your, in California, it is 8 hours continuing education. And like I was saying earlier in this video, I always go through mortgage educators and I pay, think it's $100 max, but if you do, they always have like half off. So 9 times out of 10, it's around $60. You can pay $60 to $80 max. That once you pay for your 8 hours continuing education, you have to basically pay your application fee again. So maybe I should correct myself. The application fee, or I don't know if I said that earlier, but the application fee is something you're going to pay every year. You're going to basically have to pay an application fee. So every year you're going to have to pay an application fee. You're going to have to pay a credit report fee. You're going to have to pay a background check fee every year. So every year you're paying $360 to recertify. But the thing about it is, so let's do the math. To get your license, okay, so to get your license, you're gonna do, so we're gonna do 350 for the pre-licensing, then we're gonna do 260 for exam prep, and then we're gonna do 360 for the application. So basically, to get your license, your full investment is gonna be around $1,000. I have 970 right here. It's gonna be around $1,000 to get your license. So, side note, this is not taken into account if you are going to be driving to take your test, if you're going to be driving to do your exam prep, if you're going to be driving to do your exam prep, that's going to be different. If you're going to have to travel, if you're going to have to go stay overnight, those things are all going to play a part where it may be more. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about me. When I first got my license, I live about an hour and a half away from where I went to do my pre-licensing. I went to the place and I stayed there for 2 days and I paid for a hotel room. So if you guys know LA area, just imagine how much the rooms were. So I had to pay for the room, I had to pay for food, I had to pay for gas. So it was a little bit more for me. So let's say for me it was more, let's say $1,800. But the thing about it is that the money that you're spending, so let's say if you spend $2,000 total, that money will be made back in your first transaction. Your first transaction, depending on how much your compensation is. For me, depending on, sorry, I messed my mic up. Depending on what your compensation is, in my case, my money was made back the first deal that I closed, the first loan that I closed, the first client person that I helped, I made my money back. And then everything else after that is profit. The total investment is going to be about $1,000. If you're not driving, let's say if you're going to be doing a online course, your total investment is going to be around $1,000, and that is how you are going to be a loan officer as far as the pay. Is it worth it? Yes, that is probably, honestly, and I'm not saying that because it's a cliche. I really mean it. That is probably the best, I'm going to say one of the top three in my life. One of the top three investments I've ever made was investing in getting my license, because once you get your license, you could be licensed forever as long as you renew, as long as everything is good when you renew. You can be licensed for the rest of your life. Even if you choose not to do loans anymore, you can be licensed for the rest of your life. And let's say if you have a friend and family member that needs a loan, you do their loan. And I hope this video was helpful. If this video brought some value, give me a thumbs up so I know that this is the type of content you guys like to watch. And I will continue to make content like this. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.